15 genius kitchen organization products that are gonna make this space more functional and practical. Now, it is no secret that I love all things organization. I think because when we're organized, things run more smoothly, they're more efficient, and the kitchen is a great place to start because there's a lot of areas of opportunity here, and most of these things I'm gonna show today are one and done. Like, once you get them organized, you very rarely have to revisit them again, which is always the goal with organization. So everything is gonna be linked in the description below. It'll match with the number on the screen, and I'll pin them to the comments. Number one is an organizing tool that you can use all over the home in any drawer, but I especially love them in the kitchen, and that is a divider. These are so great because they are spring-loaded. I mean, they make various types out there, plastic ones, wooden ones. I really like the wooden ones because they look custom inside of a drawer. But the beauty of these is because they're spring-loaded, they really fit the majority of drawers, and they have a ton of uses in your kitchen. You could use these in a drawer to separate your utensils, maybe your spatulas from your whisks, or it could be in a drawer with random gadgets, so it's separating those out. I like these in a drawer to separate tea towels from washcloths or cleaning cloths, or even this one that goes in what's sort of like a junk drawer, you know, those miscellaneous little items like chip clips or wine stoppers or straws. They have a ton of uses, but they really help keep your drawers tidy, and they give everything a home, and it's gonna always be a lot easier to keep up with organization when things have a designated home, because then it's easy to know where they go back to, and it keeps you from throwing random stuff in there because you know that that's not the home, that's not where they go. So I love a drawer divider. And speaking of drawers, number two is actually going to be adding in a drawer to a shelf. These have been all the rage lately for a multitude of reasons. First of all, there's several different types out there. I have a couple different ones, and I'll link some favorites in the description below. But the beauty of these is that they don't use hardware. In the past, I've shied away from things like this because you have to install like a system and drill these racks into the shelf, and I never wanted to do that. These are renter friendly. They have adhesive tape that you simply stick onto the shelf, and it's nice because it's gonna just allow you to easily access all the items that otherwise might get shoved to the back. This way it brings them forward. So it gives you drawer space within a cabinet. While we're talking cabinets, number three is a way to really maximize the space within a cabinet, especially for dishes. So I've never loved stacking dishes on top of one another because it makes it really hard to get to the ones on the bottom, and especially when you're maybe stacking small plates on top of larger plates. So I love these corner caddies that you can stick in the corner of your cabinet to separate out your plate types or maybe your bowls. So this way it's easy to access the ones you need. They don't have to stack on top of each other, and it frees up space in the middle to then maybe put other dishes or bowls. There's a variety of these out there on the market. Whichever ones you get, there's bamboo ones that'll look custom in there, or I have these metal ones, but they work really well and you don't have to stack your dishes on top of one another. Number four is for anyone like me who collects way too many water bottles and needs a way to store them. I love these water bottle organizers because A, it makes it really easy to see all of them. If we're just lining them up in a cabinet, the ones in the back are gonna get forgotten about. This way you can see all of them, but also they're really easy to access and retrieve or put back. I call this type of organization, by the way, inventory organizing, in which case you can see everything that you have and you have no room for anything else. So if anything, I think this keeps me from buying more water bottles because I can see my inventory. I can see how much space I have. I know I have all 6 spots filled. I can't bring in another one or I have nowhere to put it. Now, I did say for water bottles that an organizing idea was a Lazy Susan. That also works and is a really great way to be able to see and access them. So that leads us to number 5. And listen, I don't want to say that I have a favorite on the list here, but I maybe have a favorite on the list, and that is number 5, the long Lazy Susan. This thing has gone viral, and for good reason, because it solves a problem that a lot of times we have when we put round Lazy Susans into a square or rectangular cabinet, and that is that we have all this wasted space on the side. So now we no longer have that issue because the Lazy Susan is also rectangular or square. So I love these inside of cabinets, inside of refrigerators. They still spin and are just as effective as a round Lazy Susan, but without wasting the space on the side. So I really love these, like I said, in the fridge, or I put these in the laundry room. They hold a ton, they swivel all around and allow you to really access everything easily and nothing gets hidden in the back. And I like that it's clear, so especially in the fridge, it just blends in a little easier. Now, speaking of Lazy Susans, number 6 is gonna be for anybody with one of these corner Lazy Susan cabinets. These are pretty common in kitchens, but they can be really hard to organize. So they make these clear bins. They come in different sizes, but this way you can can put them around the Lazy Susan. It just allows you to categorize things better and make a little better use of the space. So I love these. And again, they do come in smaller ones, or you can do wide ones too, whatever your preference is. Now, number 7 and 8 are what I call bougie organizers for the kitchen. You don't technically need them, but they do make a difference and they look really good. So number 7 is for our sandwich bags, these bamboo holders by Space Aid. I love these. They just look custom in the drawer. They look better than the paper boxes, cardboard boxes that the sandwich bags come in. And they come with labels so that you can label the different types so you know exactly which is which. They're easy to fill, easy to grab what you need, and they just look really good. And this is definitely a great example of set it and forget it. Once you do this and organize this, you don't have to revisit it. All you would have to do is refill it. So one and done and nice and easy. And along the same lines, number 8 is for our food wrap. So plastic wrap, aluminum foil, wax paper, parchment paper. I love these. These store the rolls. They fit most standard size rolls, easy to fill. But the best part of these is that they have a cutter on them. So it's really easy to cut even pieces. Where I first fell in love with this was with plastic wrap, because I was so sick of tearing the plastic wrap out of the box, having it cling back onto itself. This way I can just pull out the length that I need, cut it, and it stays one nice even sheet. So it's a game changer for that, but I love it for aluminum foil too. And this one also comes with labels, which isn't necessary maybe for foil versus plastic wrap, but is nice for wax paper versus parchment paper. Okay, and actually maybe there is a third bougie organizer that you don't necessarily need, but it does look really good. That is number 9, the trash bag holder or the trash bag organizer. I love these. They just look a lot better than the box that the bags come in sitting there. And I really like this one with the bamboo lid, because then it creates extra storage on top. So you can put it under your kitchen sink and put your dish soap on it or your dishwasher pods. So simple, but really does look really nice. Number 10 is just the best way I have found to organize all the loose lids for our casserole dishes or Tupperware, and I will link different ones in the description below. But these are so easy, but they really just keep you from having to rummage through trying to find the size you're looking for, and they look a lot neater too and really can just fit right inside your cabinet. Number 11 is a pegboard organizer. I love these for drawers because they're totally customizable to your space and your items. So what you do is put the pegboard organizer in, sit your dishes or your pots and pans or whatever inside, decide where you want them, and then you place pegs around them so then it holds them in place. They don't shift all around when you open and close the drawer. So I love them in our drawer with our glass leftover containers or with pots and pans. Some people will do this if they have their bowls and plates in drawers. Again, it just gives everything their own section and holds them snug, and it looks really great too. Number 12 is gonna be for organizing our spices. Now there's 2 kits here I really love that I will link in the description below. The first is one for if you're gonna put your spices into a cabinet, maybe on like a tiered shelf or a riser, or maybe you have a spice door like I do, but it just allows you to see everything at a glance. I alphabetize them. This will come with the jars and the labels. It just looks so nice. And then the other option is for if you're gonna put your spices into a drawer. This looks so chic. I always joke that the drawer should sing when it opens because it looks so nice. You will never tire of seeing that organization. And again, it comes with the jars and the labels and the risers, so everything is easy to see at a glance, and they all fit in the drawer and are easy to retrieve and put back. And again, this is that type of organization that once it's done, it's done. The most you're gonna have to do is refill it or maybe add a spice here and there, but otherwise, once you do it, it's finished. Now these next 3 are for the refrigerator, and I mean, I could make an entire video on refrigerator organization, but for now, we're just gonna talk these 3 favorites. The first is for your soda cans, your seltzer cans, but it also works for bottles, even wine bottles. It's just these mats, and they lay on the shelf, and then you stack the cans or the bottles on top of one another. I like it because it's not like the big plastic clunky ones. They don't take up a lot of room, and they are just easy and look great. Number 14 is gonna be for parents. If your kids eat pouches, whether yogurt pouches or these fruit pouches, it's these holders that will hold them. I love these because A, it takes advantage of the side of the fridge, so you're not using up shelf space or drawer space, but they're so easy to just grab and go. So easy addition. I thought I would just throw this into the list because they really make a world of difference if your family goes through pouches like mine does. And number 15, now actually I have a bonus one, so you're gonna get 16 in this video, but number 15 is an egg organizer. There are so many out there on the market. I will link some of my favorites in the description below, but these just really make such a big difference. They look good and they make it easier to grab an egg or a couple eggs when you need them versus having to take out the carton and open and close it. Now, I personally love the drawer style ones. They do say that eggshells are very absorbent of smells, so if you have the ones where the eggs are just sort of open, I guess technically they could absorb smells. I've never run into that issue, but it could happen. But I do like the drawer style ones, or they do make the ones where it's like you put the eggs in and when you pull one egg, the other ones roll forward. Not gonna lie, that's pretty nice, even though they are exposed to the air. Either way though, I love an egg organizer. They just look better than the boxes and are a little more functional too. And our bonus one, number 16. I say this is a bonus because you might not have a junk drawer in your kitchen, so it might not count as kitchen organization, but if you have a junk drawer, I love these clear organizers. These come in packs with several, and they're different sizes, which is really nice, so they fit a variety of items, and they're really customizable to your drawer. And my pro tip with any type of organizer like this that you're putting in a drawer is to use museum gel or museum putty on the bottom to hold them in place if they don't fit snug in the drawer. And this way, when you open and close the drawer, they won't shift all around, they will stay put. But these really look great versus everything just being tossed in the drawer, and they're really functional as well because again, they're gonna give everything a home. And when things have a home, it not only makes it easier to put those items back because you know exactly where they go, but it also helps keep that drawer tidy because you're not gonna throw in things that don't go there because you know there's no space for it, ideally. Sometimes, yes, the junk will take over and you'll have to revisit it, but it doesn't happen as often when you have a good system like this in place. All right, and that does it. Hopefully this was helpful, or maybe you found a new idea for how to organize an area of your kitchen. Let me know in the comments what your favorite from this list was, or something that you have for organizing that you can't live without. Hit the thumbs up button if this was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe for even more helpful home tips.